One of us will have to say something eventually.
I thought I'd have something to say by the time the loading animation finished.
Hi, we're back. Certainly, the body cannot last with nothing more than a small breakfast, but... Of course, we understand. Still, as time passes, it'll get darker and darker out. Probably at its brightest now. Most convenient time.
Only about an hour has passed since Rosa-san was attacked. This is simply too reckless.
Wait, are they all gonna try to go for food? Is that what's up here?
Yeah.
It's only natural that Natsuhi was yelling about recklessness. After all, Rudolph had said he was going to the mansion to get food. Certainly on top of their fatigue, their hunger was tormenting them. In the beginning, a mild level of hunger had just been what they needed to fight off drowsiness. However, it now just made their minds hazy since it was still only midday, and their bodies felt like they were reaching their limits. The thought of going to the kitchen in the mansion and bringing back some food certainly was attractive.
I am opposed to this. It may be a little rough, but we definitely shouldn't leave this place.
Nah, don't worry about us. But it would pain my heart to keep the children hungry. I must be responsible as a parent.
Dear, now that father is dead, you are the Ushiromiya family head. In any case, it is not permissible for you to take on such a danger.
You're right. It's like Natsuhi-san says. Cross-san, you should remain here as our leader. Didn't Kirie mention at the end of the last one that she wanted to go outside?
She did.
Yeah.
That makes me suspicious.
A little sus.
Is she a witch?
Then who will go to the mansion? I think it should be Kirie and me. And Hideyoshi-san, too. Ha! I got a gun. Hideyoshi-san and I have guns. Someone in the comments mentioned that we missed this sprite for Happy Hideyoshi with a gun.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. We need to make sure we see that this time it comes around. They shouldn't be able to lay a hand on us that easily.
Rosa-san also had a gun, but she was attacked. Won't it be dangerous?
When I went to check out on Rosa and Maria-chan, I had a gun, but I was alone. And yet I wasn't attacked. Maybe they'll be cautious if their opponent is a man. Yes, I am, and I can't help but love you so. I hate that song because it's got such a great fucking beat to it. God! We'll have 2 men, and even 2 guns. These 2 pythons right here. Those 2 will act as guards, and I'll transport our cargo using a cart. I believe the situation will be significantly different than it was for Rosa-san. There it is! There it is! Oh!
That's the one sprite that is better.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
He is so stoked to have a gun.
He is like living it up. He's like, check out my gun. I hate Kirie's new sprite. What the why does she have fucking beach balls? It's not even... God. Sorry. Yeah, Happy Hideyoshi with a gun. We have a strong contender for best non-Beato sprite in the game.
If you're counting on me because I'm a man, I'd be happy to help.
No, I'm counting on you because you have a gun.
We should probably review those implications about gender. Anyway, I may not look it, but I'm built up pretty strong from pushing food stands around. I just knock them right over every time I see one.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems inconvenient.
Yeah, I know, especially since I'm in the food business.
Yeah, are they competitors or is it...
Sometimes.
Are you angry with them?
Not at all.
Well, this just gets more and more perplexing the more we talk about it.
Anyway, leave the heavy lifting to me.
You men can devote yourselves to guarding. There's a folding cart in the servant room, and using that I should be able to handle carrying the food. Of course, we'll be careful. If we can succeed in this adventure just once, there won't be any need for us to take risks again.
Is there any way I can get you to rethink this?
Yes, produce a sustainable amount of food.
All right, let me pull out my horticulture books.
I'll get you started with a small plot of land.
It may be painful for everyone to deal with empty stomachs, but even so, we do not know what is happening outside now. We'll take care. And Ava's feeling pretty darn bad right now. We can't let her stay hungry. If her stomach's empty, she can't take her medicine. I have to go out for Ava's sake as well.
How is Ava?
Looks like she's finally gotten to sleep. She has a high fever. If we just leave her be for a while.
You can't just sit still when it comes to your wife's health. Understood. I'll give you permission to go outside. I'm in charge now. Then we'll take a little trip there and back. A speed contest. A speed run? Have those been invented yet? Canned food's okay, right? You at least have a can opener here, don't you?
Yes, we have a can opener and a bottle opener. Most importantly.
There's running water in the guest house, so we won't need anything to drink.
Speak for yourself.
Fine. Would a handle of whiskey do? We need to get 10 people's worth, so no being picky about what you get.
All right. Why don't we dash out and bring it back quickly? There's no time to open umbrellas.
See you, Aniki. I'll trust you to look after this place. Take care! Under normal circumstances, I'd want to go too. Being a man, which I am, I despise how the title of the oldest brother prevents me from lending a hand in an emergency like this. It's about the only time we get to show off. Sit back and take it easy every once in a while, Aniki. Okay, Natsuki-san. Wait here, get some towels ready or something. We aren't using umbrellas, so we'll be soaked to the bone when we get back.
Understood. Take care.
Rudolph, Kyrie, and Hideyoshi, each leaving their own brave words behind, left the lobby.
And this mortal coil. Can we see the Twilights?
Yeah, one moment. Kyrie had some ulterior motive for
Yeah.
going outside, right?
She did. We don't know what.
So you want to see the Twilights? Okay.
Interesting. So we should have the third Twilight. Or did that already happen? No, it couldn't have.
No, not yet. But remember, from the last times, Beato can be kind of like... She can kind of fudge that one if she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Like last time, she just left a little piece of paper that says, "Praise me." And apparently that's good enough. So...
But...
Even if it wasn't discovered before these subsequent bodies.
Okay, so it may already have been placed.
Yeah.
It's head, chest, stomach. So
That's the thing, is that they found that after finding some of the other bodies. So it was like... Okay.
So we should suspect these three may die.
Oh, yeah.
Very likely. Very likely will be 4 through 6. Cool.
Yep.
Head, chest, stomach.
Cool. Compared to the time Rosa and Maria had gone outside, the winds were much stronger. Rudolph's group of 3 people jogged through the rose garden without umbrellas, holding their guns in a folded cart. I don't know how those guns work, but would the gunpowder get wet if they're older?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about gun manufacture, but if everything had been still and quiet without the wind and the rain, they probably would have kept their ears open and moved with caution. But in this rain, even if some suspicious person was hiding nearby, it would be difficult to notice them. Because of that, it had been Rudolph's plan to instead dash through the dangerous area. There was a chance that their opponent was equipped with a gun, but walking slowly with their guard up would only make them targets. Taking swift action was probably the correct choice.
In the rose garden, it feels like we are just asking to be attacked.
Wait! Kyrie wanted to go outside because she also solved the epitaph.
Oh, maybe...
And wanted to check the road. I had the theory that the rose garden is where the entrance was.
Mm-hmm.
But
where and how?
I don't know. Please, let nobody come out of there. Even as Rudolph and Hideyoshi continued to run, they looked around restlessly, vigilant of their surroundings. Rosa and Maria's deaths had not been caused by a projectile weapon. However, it was easy to suspect that the servants had been killed in such a manner. Will they come flying out of the dark, or will they take careful aim and snipe from the shadows? Either way, they couldn't relax their tension for even an instant. But even so, when they reached the overhang in front of the entrance to the mansion and escaped the reach of the raindrops, they felt themselves breathing a sigh of relief.
No problems for the first step. Unlike how it was for Rosa-san. Maybe they can't get their hands on us easily.
I'd like to believe that. Kyrie, unlock the door while we keep a lookout. Unlock? What are you talking about? Starts wrapping hand. Sure thing. Returning home to the mansion with a pair of SPs makes me feel just like an executive.
Wahaha.
Wee hee hee.
If we had a welcoming party of servants with a red carpet, it'd be perfect.
A welcoming party, huh? You never know. Be careful. As the two cautiously surveyed their surroundings, Kyrie unlocked the entrance with the master key she had been given. It's open. Hideyoshi-san, could you take the front? I'll keep an eye on the rear.
Understood.
If you get what I mean. Honey, this is not the time for... And by rear, keeping an eye on the rear. I mean, honey, we talked about this. This is not appropriate timing for... I mean, my wife's ass.
Understood.
Sure, I can... Honey, we get it.
Kyrie-san, try not to move from my shadow. Okay, let's break in.
Rear guard, roger that. Covering. Honey, you can grab that later. I'm also covering. Ah, man. Even in a situation like this, you're just playing around, aren't you?
I love her smug face.
Her smug face is very good, yeah. Give it up. That's how men are. Seriously, though, that stench is awful. Felt like the air in the mansion was stagnant with a gloomy silence, and on top of that, it was still thick with the stench from Kinzo's burnt corpse in the boiler room, and they were stuck with an uncontrollable desire to leave the mansion.
No problems in the front.
And no problems in the rear, if you know what I mean.
Just a short dash to the kitchen.
I'm beginning to understand where I got it from. God, have I always been like this? Ugh. Let's finish this quickly and head home. This suit will get fumigated with damp stench. The three of them dashed towards the kitchen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you thought you were gonna get through an episode without me, huh?
And after they disappeared from the entrance hall, the new witch appeared there.
They were lured out just as planned. Just as planned, they got caught in my trap.
The witch grinned. Thinking about it now, no matter how unbearable their hunger had grown, hadn't even been a few hours since Rosa and Maria had been attacked and lost their lives. In that case, why had they needed to recklessly leave the guest house? Until that question could be dealt with, the only answer was that they had been called out by the witch's magic.
What reckless people. They'll never leave this mansion alive. Seal yourself, Locke. Seal yourself, mansion.
The instant she proclaimed that, the mansion was sealed off into a separate world. Unless her barrier was undone, no longer would anyone be able to exit this mansion or enter it.
Oh shit, now I'm stuck in here too. How do I get out? Ronove, where'd you go? Help me.
Spectacular. To think that even though barely half a day has passed since you succeeded the Endless Witch, you can use magic this well. That talent surprises me. It's almost as though you were born a witch.
Well, I have been a witch since the time of my birth. Who taught you how to blink? That's what using magic is like for me.
You seem very cocky. What a fearsome person. The witch's face twisted with brutality. She just couldn't help looking forward to toying with someone's life again.
Well then. First up is Rudolph and Kyrie, but in what cruel way should I kill them?
Wait, why first off those two? Oh, hey. I thought she was going to do those two because they were the two that were close. And I'm like, wait, but that's already been done.
It has.
Wait, how did... Wait, no, they didn't get stabbed through... Right, they get... I was just trying to account for Maria and Rosa's deaths, but they died in different ways than the 4th through 6th Twilights, so we're all good. If you don't mind me saying, your predecessor, Selma, has left instructions that you are to restrain yourself from committing murders of unnecessary cruelty. And there is an etiquette for offering the sacrifices from the 4th Twilight onwards. For that, you must bow to the power of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory.
Oh, really? Now that you mention it, that's right. I could only play as I like with that 2nd Twilight. Boring. So I thought I could play to my heart's content like I did with Rosa. Oh, but that only counts for how they're killed in the end, right?
Meaning?
I could just kill them however I want over and over again, revive them, and then follow the epitaph during the last time I kill them, right? So in the end, no matter how I play, it isn't a problem. Who'd act well behaved with an entertaining power like this?
Her absurd argument was, for an endless witch, an extremely valid one. The etiquette that controlled the manner of killing the sacrifices of the 4th Twilight and onward was represented by lines like gouge the head. However, that referred to the way those people died in the end. In other words, the process leading up to that, she was free to tease and kill them however she wanted. She just had to keep on reviving them and then follow the rules only when she killed them the final time. Though Ronove felt that her innocent cruelty was part of her talent as a witch, he's beginning to notice an innately brutal side of her. Only just now I'm noticing that. Despite everything, I'm not actually that good at picking up on the... I'm not actually that quick on the draw. They do say that apprentices are the most brutal of witches, and now I see this may be true. Do as you wish, is what I would like to say. But here it may actually be wiser to show restraint. They have guns. Weapons with a high anti-magic power, such as guns, are the natural enemies of witches and demons. Really? It seems like last time Natsuhi tried to shoot Beato point blank, Beato just shined and reflected it back at her.
Maybe.
What anti-magic power is that, huh? The witch stared blankly at this demon butler who was surprisingly afraid of guns.
That can't be right. Shouldn't witches be able to take a shot from a bullet easily?
No. It would be just as fatal for a witch as it would be for a normal human. To prevent that weak point from being noticed, most witches rigorously strengthen their guard with a defense of protective barriers and furniture.
Do I have any of those protective barrier things?
Constructing a barrier to make even gun bullets ineffective requires much in the way of preparation and ceremony. Okay, so presumably that's just something that Beato set up a long time ago and kind of forgot about because it never procced.
Yeah, she had 1,000 years to think about it, so she got there eventually.
She had 1,000 years to do that one scene from Overlord where Ainz is just sitting there casting buff on himself for 3 fucking minutes, and it's like, god damn it. I'm afraid to say that Beatrice Sama currently has none of these. Furthermore, you are currently ill-prepared to summon furniture strong enough to block a bullet.
So even though I become a great witch with this much magical power, I really do have to be afraid of lead bullets. It's annoying, but I guess I don't have a choice. So in that case, should I call for some furniture to act on my arms and legs?
Yes. Leaving everything to your servants while not exposing yourself to danger is also part of witches' refined tastes. Beatrice Sama, I leave this to the furniture, and hide in a safe place.
I get it. I'll call on the 7 Sisters of Purgatory. I don't care who, any two.
Leviathan and Belphegor responded to that call.
Leviathan of Envy, right here.
God, this is just gonna be an entire chapter of me talking to myself. Are you fucking kidding me with this? I guess there's no way to avoid it, right?
But think of it this way: the reward at the end is going to be 2 of your characters get fucking killed. That's less for you.
That's true. I guess there'd be no way for us to prepare for stuff like that ahead of time without knowing what was gonna happen. So it's just.
And even so, different routes will focus on different permutations of people, so there isn't any assignment that would avoid it.
Yeah. So it's
Leviathan of Envy, right here. Belphegor of Sloth, right here. have the sloth witch factor. I could just make my little purple invisible arms do things.
That's pretty cool.
How are your arms both purple and invisible? Shut up. Haven't you ever seen them before? No, they're invisible, bitch. I'm too tired for this, apparently. Show me your power. Your targets are Rudolph and Kyrie. Don't attack Hideyoshi. Come on, show me just how cruel you can be, Furniture.
Oh, right, because Hideyoshi is... Right, Hideyoshi's not going to get attacked. Because Ava talked with Ava and was like, yeah, I'm going to spare your husband and your child. Right. That had slipped my mind. But yeah, they can't attack Hideyoshi because Hideyoshi is Ava's husband and like, yeah.
My apologies, but we already received orders from the predecessor Sama to refrain from unnecessarily cruel actions. But I think predecessor Sama's order does give us some leeway to tease them. Do you still want to go through with it? I get it. I'll compromise. Don't let them die easily. Thoroughly corner them and let them taste the fear of death before killing them. Will that be okay, Ronove?
Yes. Depending on the degree, I do not believe there will be a problem.
Then go. Yes, leave it to us.
Your opponents are armed with guns. For those such as you, dodging them should be easy, but if you're hit, the wound will be fatal. Proceed with an appropriate level of caution.
Don't worry, we aren't that incompetent. Only a little bit.
The two sisters of Purgatory vanished. In that case, would it make more sense to fight witches using like a shotgun, something that had buckshot? So like that increased your projectile spread, because from the way they're talking about it, it doesn't really matter like how powerful the single shot is. It's just you get hit once and then that's... So yeah, would it make sense to do like something like a submachine gun that has a lot of bullets or something that increases your spread? Basically, handgun is the worst because you can miss.
I mean, if we've learned anything from Shiro's dad, it's that you stand very far away with a high-powered rifle and then just take down the magic user from a distance before they notice you.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Works on witches. It's canon.
You know what? I actually like Amiya the Elder as a character.
Yeah.
He is... I like that he's like, yeah, this is a big magical fight, and I will win by checks notes using a motherfucking sniper rifle.
Blowing up the building with a normal explosive.
They can't magic me if they don't know I'm there 2 blocks away with a laser targeted on their head. It works, I guess. Could Shiki killed Beato?
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Just yet? Okay, wow, all right, that's... There we go, problem solved. The two sisters of Purgatory vanished. Ronove bowed and vanished himself.
Come to think of it, I think ultimately the ultimate anti-witch weapon is just a tactical nuclear device.
Probably.
Just glass Rokenjima. That'll work.
Yeah, it will.
Umineko if Battler had a nuke.
I wouldn't even know what to do with the thing. How do I arm it? Where do I launch it from? I don't have any of this kind of knowledge. That takes years and years of practical military training. You can't just hand it to me and expect me to do something with it. What do I do? Like... Do I need to ride it like a fucking rodeo down?
Yes.
From that movie I've never seen. I can't remember. Doctor Strangelove.
Yes.
There it is. God, it's been a while since I've seen that. That movie's good.
There are even rules on how to kill them. Why do I have to be constrained by my predecessor, Sama? It's so rigid and boring.
The witch looked up at the portrait of the predecessor Beatrice hung in the hall. She cursed. The 3 people had already arrived at the kitchen and were gathering food supplies. Considering the possibility of poison, they gave up on the alluring fruits and vegetables and gathered a whole cardboard box full of only the safe, canned foods. Just don't get botulism. Very heavy, but by piling it on the cart, they could carry it well enough. This should be more than enough for 10 people to hold out until tomorrow's breakfast. Should carry them until the boat arrives. The 2 men were supposed to be focused solely on guard duty, but the weight of the load was tough on Kirie even with the cart. Hideyoshi, who wanted to show off his power, switched to the cart pusher, and Rudolph and his wife took up the task of guard duty. Happy Hideyoshi with a cart.
With all this, even George and the kids will be full. The trip back will be a picnic, so let's go.
When Hideyoshi vigorously announced their departure, Kirie frowned and seemed to be gazing into the distance. There was a wall in that direction. No, if her gaze could go through that, there was the main hall beyond it. What is it, Kirie? It's vague, but I've got a bad feeling gnawing at me. Kirie stopped walking and narrowed her eyes even further. A woman's intuition? At times like this, Kirie's intuition often rang true, even when she didn't have a logical reason. Rudolph believed in that intuition.
Feminist icon Rudolph.
Someone's probably waiting to ambush us. I didn't sense them before, but just now I felt it. Just now someone set up an ambush for us. There's no reason to go back the way we came. There's a back door over there, right? Let's leave that way. Rudolph made to unlock the back door. When goods were carried into the kitchen, they never passed through the part of the mansion the family came and went from. So outside of the back door, there was probably a ramp used to carry things in. Surely they would be able to leave through there with the cart. What the heck? It's stuck. Damn, what's going on? Can't you open it? Nope. Is it broken? It isn't given an inch. Rudolph tried various things, first using force, then coaxing it, but the lock was as hard as stone and didn't even budge.
Don't force it. Let's leave through the front entrance. Ooh. Right now, it'll be even worse if we stand around wasting time.
You think this is a trap? I don't know. Be careful. With strained expressions, the 3 of them returned to the hall again and headed for the entrance. Who is it? The instant they exited into the hall, Rudolph noticed a suspicious shadow right in front of them and yelled. Okay.
And yelled, In that instant,
a storm of gold leaf started glowing, and gold butterflies covered...
What an odd thing to yell.
In that instant, a storm of gold leaves started blowing, and gold butterflies covered the area with a gold color. I can't believe it. A lowly human predicted an ambush. It isn't my fault. I was hiding in my presence. Don't hesitate. Fire! The 2 guns spouted fire. The lead bullets blasted right through the magical defense of the pair as easily as though it were a wet paper wall. But the 2 figures that should have been there had disappeared. Certainly guns were frightening objects for them, but there was no need to fear as long as they weren't hit. They at least had enough speed to dodge those. Wait a sec. You won't even give us a chance to say our names. This is why I hate humans. Leviathan was a full 10 meters from where she had been supposedly been, popping her head out from behind the pillars in the shadow of the staircase and protesting. In accordance with Badger Summon's orders, we will hunt you down. Orders tell us to take some time and to tease you. You're free to resist, but know that it would be useless. That voice came from overhead. Belphegor could be seen on top of the hall chandelier. Elegantly looking down upon them, she proclaimed their execution with a cruel smile.
What are these girls?
Forget the cart. We have 2 opponents, so if we split up, they can't chase all of us. All 3 of them were well acquainted with the inside of the mansion. In case of a crisis, they had planned to run off in separate directions, returning to the guest house by breaking windows or leaving through a back door. Fighting was forbidden, as long as they could fully escape. Ha! And a tight spot, escaping is a victory! 3 of them ran into the depths of the mansion at full tilt. That pair of furniture calmly watched them go. I'll kill the woman. You take the man. Understood. Why don't we have any other intonation? This is gonna get really boring if we become more major characters. The furniture in the shadows of the pillars and on the chandelier made their figures explode, and, leaving behind only the sound of a hopping beetle knocking against the wall, they pursued their respective targets. Is this, World End?
I don't know. I don't know
I think
the
so.
track names very well.
I've been trying to get better at spotting them. Their speed was overwhelming, and they easily blocked the others' paths of retreat.
Let's see what this furniture's got. I hope they're at least able to amuse me like an ottoman or like an end table.
Yeah, those ones are pretty amusing.
Why are you here? I told you didn't need your help. Okay, I need your help with one thing. I need more amusing furniture. Like what about like a coffee table, or
One of those wacky egg chairs, maybe?
God, who uses those? They look so uncomfortable, and they look like they're a bitch to clean. Like, why would you even want that?
Nope. I forgot one of his line, I'm sorry. Beatrice-sama, it may not be prudent for you to reveal your form unnecessarily.
And you don't necessarily move your king away from the center. That's part of a monarch's, a witch's dignity.
Belphegor was already blocking the way in front of Rudolph, who had boldly tried to escape to the second floor.
It's useless to try to resist or escape. You don't need to think about anything. Just close your eyes. I'll gently end it all for you.
You'd make a good wife. Husbands love to hear that kind of thing when they come home all tired. Good, I really do get it from him. Oh my god. Am I cursed to repeat the same mistakes as my father over and over for eternity?
I think you're so nice enough to speak with such insolence at a time like this. Beatrice-sama, thank you for this excellent prey. Die, bitch.
Rudolph shot first. But even before that bullet could hit, Belphegor had already moved behind Rudolph's back.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Oh, I was gonna do it, alright.
You can do it.
She then raised a purple curve, springing out from her arm.
Nothing personnel, kid.
However, incredibly, before that arm could decapitate Rudolph, he had swung his gun behind him. The barrel remained pointing behind his back, in the same motion with which he had reloaded the sawed-off gun one-handedly. Is Rudolph secretly badass?
I mean, I think that's a running theme with the Ushiromias. Like, why was Rosa scarily competent with a gun? Why are they all combat powerhouses?
They've spent decades getting ready to fight each other. And this is just the climax of that. It's pointing right at Belphegor's chest. Click, clunk. The sound of the ejected empty cartridge finally hitting the wall after the reload. In other words, it meant the next shot was already fully loaded. Without turning around, his gun pointing right at Belphegor's chest, Rudolph grinned.
Not bad for a middle-aged man.
Don't look down on the generation that loves old westerns, okay? You brats don't know anything about the refinement of a lever action. Just like Rudolph, Kyrie was also confronting a demon stake in the first floor corridor.
What a moron. You could have just escaped with your husband. You do know that was your final farewell just now, right? Don't worry. This kind of thing is my husband's specialty. I'm sure he'll come for me on a white horse soon. Because he's never failed to come and save me when I'm in trouble. Not even when Asumu-san was around.
Is that Rudolph's first wife?
I don't know.
What a happy couple. I'm jealous. I'm really jealous. No, like, I don't think you understand. I'm like the embodiment of jealousy. I'm Leviathan of envy. Envy itself is my power. My anger, my lifeblood. I agree. Envy is the source of a woman's power. And if that is power, I won't lose to a girl like you. Haha! Imagine saying that to the one who governs envy. You actually think I'd let the two of you be reunited? Ha! I'll give you a tragic farewell.
The arm Leviathan swung was trailed by a purple curve. It was a magic blade that cut with the power of malice. Kyrie blocked it with her gun. Even though the magic blade should have cut through the metal like butter, the gun, with its extremely high magic resistance power, was able to block the blade as easily as if it was a rolled up newspaper. Rapidly, 2 times, 3 times, it blocked all of them. And without missing the opening created when that purple curve swung upward, Kyrie kicked Leviathan in the stomach with her heel.
High heels also have powerful magic resistance.
Got a fucking comment. She's got gun boots like Bayonetta. Leviathan was knocked away like a lightly dancing feather. Before the demon's staked feet touched the ground again, Kyria was already pointing her gun directly at Leviathan in midair. From that position, the two women who had called Envy a former power met each other's gaze.
Can you do it? Can you pull that trigger?
I can be brutal when my husband is drowned.
What if they just win?
Holy fuck, what if? Ow. Rudolph tumbled down the staircase. He'd been gradually cornered by Belphegor and had been pushed back into the main hall they'd started from.
The predecessor summon's furniture is pretty good.
Wait, no, that's the wrong one.
It's spreading.
Wow. Oh my god, it's starting to spread to me too. Oh no, if I become a valley girl, what does that mean? Really? The predecessor summon's furniture is pretty good. They aren't very flashy though. Banter Summer. It isn't over yet and it's dangerous to sow yourself.
Don't tell me you're... Ava?
That used to be my name. But it's different now, Rudolph.
You don't have to tell me. You're gonna say you're the Golden Witch Beatrice, right?
How did you know?
This is the time Rosa was killed. I had a vague idea. Rosa, forgive me. Forgive me for sending the sister you hated down to the hell you're in.
Banter Summer, look out.
Rudolph mercilessly pointed the barrel of his gun at the witch who claimed to have once been his sister, but Belphegor would not permit that and attacked savagely. She dashed and disappeared, headed for Rudolph's back. She dodged that shot and again headed for Rudolph's back, and vanished over and over, instantly moving into Rudolph's blind spots. It was almost like she was a fairy. As she blinked in and out of vision, Belphegor incessantly drove towards Rudolph.
Maybe this was kind of fun. Rudolph, let me sit back and watch to see how long your brave efforts last you. oh, I need to work on my witch cackle. Predecessor Sama told me that was very important. Hold on, let me try. No, that doesn't really. Nope.
Are you alright over there? It's not that funny.
It is that funny.
At that time, there was a dull tearing sound, along with Rudolph's cry of anguish. Rudolph's reaction to the dance of the purple curve that pressed upon him had finally been too slow. He let it lightly cut his flank. That single wound slowed him down just once. That led to a new wound, which slowed his actions again.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Belphegor's dance began to swallow Rudolph whole. Watching Rudolph's body gradually get carved up, his former sister let out a shrill laugh.
Oh, that's good. Hold on, let me take a picture. Do we have like a Polaroid or something?
Those have high anti-magic resistance too.
Leviathan could no longer hide her irritation that Kyrie hadn't suffered a single fatal wound.
I really am a moron. Among the 7 sisters, I was always the slowest to grow. I was always slow and always weak and always stupid. Then inferiority complex became envy, and when I convert that into power, I gained strength greater than that of any of the sisters. It's important for young girls to have a moderate inferiority complex. It teaches women about cosmetics and hard work.
Wow!
I want to believe Kyrie doesn't believe this, she's just shit talking.
I don't like having to use the limits of my power against me humans, but I can't turn with my envy of your ability. But I can't even read my lines anymore. But I can turn my envy of your ability to trust completely in your husband into power. I don't like it. Why are you so relaxed when you're fighting for your life?
I wonder.
This is a Tuesday for Kyrie.
But for me,
Yeah, exactly. I get it. You're fully convinced that your husband will come to your rescue and save you. Isn't it incredible that trust of yours? It's enough to make me jealous.
what kind of trust did we sisters have for each other? The sisters are always looking down on each other, trying to thoroughly lambast each other when things are already look bad.
I've always been bullied by my sisters. I've always wanted just one person to take my side. So when I see with a single ally who's completely trustworthy, I feel the strongest envy. The confident expression of utter belief in your husband. You're really giving me power. You might even surpass that. The speed of sound.
Leviathan turned herself into a stake, and the speed of her flight as she attacked was proportional to the strength of her envy.
Since that day my sisters looked down on me, I was jealous from the bottom of my heart that the other six, who grew quickly, was jealous for 7 days and 7 nights. I can see the power I gained as a result of my speed. Die, you Shiromia Kyrie!
The demon stake exposed her true form, leaping about at a terrible speed. The noise from her bouncing off the wall sounded like a machine gun. By now, Kyria probably couldn't tell if it was a single stake or a swarm of beetles flying and bouncing around. Leviathan was over 100% certain of her victory, believing in it from the bottom of her heart. Then Kyrie spoke with an unbelievably calm voice.
I was the one who went out with Rudolph-san first. Asuma-san blatantly cut in between us, and shrewdly got pregnant. I don't blame Rudolph-san. That woman used her body as a weapon to seduce him, but then acted even more repulsively, cornering Rudolph-san and forcing him to get engaged to her.
Don't like that! Asumu-san had been carrying Battler-kun. Hey, that's me!
We're finally getting Battler's backstory.
Oh my god! This is so important! Everyone pay attention! At the same time, I was also carrying a boy. Fate would have it our delivery dates were on the same day.
Then Asumu-san gave birth to Battler-kun, but I had a stillbirth. I think about it sometimes. What if Asumu-san had had the stillbirth, and I had been the one to give birth? Who would Rudolph-san have broken off his engagement and married me? But I couldn't give birth to my child, so until Asumu-san died, and until I got pregnant with Anj, I cursed Asumu-san and was jealous.
Let Asumu-san die. Then I want him to marry me. In my envy, I kept cursing like that over and over until Asumu-san finally died. I was certain that I'd use the power of magic to curse and kill Asumu-san. But that didn't quell the flames of my envy. Don't tell anyone, okay? Every time I look at Battler-kun, I remember that woman. Every single time I look at him, I think that if only my child had been born, he would be the same age. I'm still jealous of her, tormented by her. Even now and from now on, into the future for all eternity. You say you were jealous of your sisters for 7 days and 7 nights.
That's right.
Don't make me laugh, little girl. Could you understand How could you understand the madness of a woman whose man was stolen from her and who's been burned with envy for 18 years?
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Leviathan had the power of 24 hours times 7 days, or 168 hours of speed. And the power that Kyria had piled up was... She built up speed for
18 years!
No way! No fucking way! She actually had to build up speed for 18 whole years. It was 24 hours in 1 day, 365 days in 1 year, and 18 whole years. Even without counting leap years, that was 157,680 hours.
But what about with leap years? Sound off in the comments.
I know what this episode title's gonna be. Compared to Leviathan's power and speed, it was more than 938 times greater. So then, even if Leviathan could soar at the speed of sound, 1,225 kilometers per hour, to Kyria's eyes it only looked like 1/938th of that. Which means 1,225 to 538 is a speed of 1.3 kilometers per hour. Let's see, humans' walking speed is about 4 kilometers an hour, so it's even less than half of that. This is almost the same speed as a baby crawling on the floor. Which means...
I love this digression. What is going on?
Who the fuck put math in my game? Ugh, as soon as I'm talking to Beato again, she's getting an earful. The time it took the demon stake to move at a pace so slow you could count all the bits of dust floating through the air. Kyria looked at it with pity. She pitied the slowness at which it came towards her.
Smug Kyrie with a gun.
Smug Kyria
What's the sprite
with a gun.
look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then she lazily raised the barrel of her gun, almost as though she was trying to swallow the demon stake up with the gun barrel.
You're completely lacking in both romance and envy.
Try harder next time, little girl. Fuck yeah! That was awesome!
Rudolph, what happened to all that vigor from a couple seconds ago? You're supposed to slice up a fish while it's still flopping around. After it dies, it isn't interesting anymore. That's enough. I'm gonna kill you now.
Damn it.
I'm surprised you managed to endure this long after being carved up. That's enough. From now on, you don't need to think about anything. I'll steal away your life painlessly.
Wait. There's a favor I want to ask. At the very end, I want to do one of those. Oh, I know where this one's going. Sound off in the comments if you know where this one's going. What's the comments section?
What do you mean, one of those?
You know, the thing you see in all the westerns. We start with our backs together, walk 3 steps, and then bang. I didn't know where it was going.
Duel. Very well. If that'll satisfy your regrets in this world, I'll accept. Wouldn't want you to go to the afterlife with regrets or something and then, like, get stuck in, like, a high school or whatever. That would suck.
Rudolph moved his wound-covered body and turned his back to her. Belphegor responded and turned her back to his. Belphegor had an honest nature that was uncommon in a witch's furniture.
Let me warn you. If you press the barrel of your gun between my eyebrows, I can move instantaneously. Faster than you could pull the trigger and have the bullet reach my skull.
Yeah, I can feel that already. You're faster than a bullet.
Agreed to this out of respect for your courage and challenging me to a duel despite that knowledge. Thank me.
Well, you're an honest and principled person. And a good woman. You might just steal my heart away. That's as best as they're getting it out of Rudolph, okay? Listen,
Let's begin. 3 steps will do just fine. Give me 3 steps. Give me... No? No one here...
Two hops this time.
No. It's Leonard Skinner. Come on now. Come on, people. You can get these.
I was thinking slide to the left, slide to the right.
No! You don't remember Give Me 3 Steps?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, we were listening to it on the radio the other day.
Were we?
We were!
Were we?
We were!
Oh, well.
Hold on.
Oh, I see.
I need to make sure I got this right. Give Me 3 Steps. It's a song by American Southern rock band Leonard Skinner, released on their 1973 debut album, pronounced Leonard Skinner. It was written by Alan Collins and Ronnie Van Zant.
All right.
Nailed it. Not a boomer.
Anyway, sorry I had to explain that for you.
No, it's all right. I quite get it. It's unfortunate how much more popular music history is being lost.
First, 1 step.
2 steps.
3 steps. Is that okay?
Yep. And since you still haven't noticed after walking 3 whole steps, it's my victory, miss.
What? Oh.
Rudolph turned around and fired a bullet. However, Belphegor could easily see through the speed and trajectory of a bullet like that. Should have been no problem at all to dodge it. But a spray of fresh blood flew about. Belphegor had set up an adequate magical defensive barrier. But before an incantation of anti-magic power such as that bullet, it was completely meaningless.
What are you doing? Why did you get hit?
The bullet had hit Belphegor right in the chest. Pain from the lead caused her to grimace, as did the pain from the denial of magic. Forgive me. I'm a coward of a man. Wait, so what did he just do?
He just shot early before the duel started, when she was still turned the other way, right?
Oh, is that what that was? Okay, my bad. I misunderstood.
What a killjoy. Think the furniture of a witch could be defeated by a human. Know your shame. Worthless, pathetic. Why don't you just grovel and die?
Quit it, Anarchy. She could have dodged it. But she didn't. She realized that you were in the line of fire.
Oh, I was wrong. That's what. He deliberately set it up so that the duel would put Beatrice in the line of fire.
What? What a bastard. I love it. I hate the Usharomias, but I love the Usharomias. So this faithful girl took it without dodging, protecting you. At the very end, she saw that I was pinning the rook and the king.
Spectacular.
Don't hate me for it. I planned to resign if you noticed it while we were taking those 3 steps.
You added those 3 steps out of consideration for me, didn't you? I didn't even try to think about it. I was lazy.
You were a good woman. Go to heaven before me and get yourself all made up. I'll definitely come and chat you up. Yeah, did you go get... Wait, what? No. I
To
saw
be fair,
them first.
it totally lines up with Battler's treatment of the 7 stakes.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. As Belphegor slowly fell over, she lost even the power that kept her in human form, and she grew small like gold dust melting into thin air. At that point, Kyrie dashed in. Seeing that she had somehow defeated her pursuer by her own hands, she pointed the barrel of her gun straight at the witch. She ran up to the wound-covered Rudolph. Gah! Are you okay? Were you chatting someone up just now? Yep, a good woman. No match for you, of course. Sorry, Anarchy. It's checkmate.
Their relationship is just like, oh, Rudy, you were chatting up some girl, right?
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Yes, honey. The two of them pinned the witch down the barrels of their guns.
Worthless furniture. Think they'd be beaten by human opponents. Worthless. Stupid. Boring.
Beatrice Alma, we should retreat for now. There is no furniture nor barrier to guard against bullets here. The witch began to let out a muffled laugh. I want that face. Meh.
Meh.
Ah! Surprised not only Rudolph and Kyrie, but Ronove as well. Because in a situation like this with 2 guns pointed at her, it's not one that even a witch could just laugh off. But the witch laughed with pleasure.
I fucking love getting shot.
Oh my gosh, how do you guys know? Well, it's only natural. The predecessor Selma's worn out furniture couldn't do it. I need to get new furniture that's suitable for me. I use them out of obligation, but I've always hated secondhand stuff.
She said that she looked down at Belphegor's remains, which had already finished turning into a pile of gold dust, with disgust. Really? She gave her life for you, bitch. I don't know what you're talking about. Be a good girl and put your hands up. Then the witch obediently raised her hands. But instead of raising her hands because a gun was being pointed at her, it looked more like she was a conductor, facing an orchestra, waving her conductor's baton.
Come, arise. Furniture suitable for me. Not that cheap furniture, much stronger ones. Cruel ones. Yeah.
Stop this bizarre act. I'll pull the trigger.
Fucking do it. Oh my god.
To be frank, it's probably the fact that it's Rudolph's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. In response to the witch's call, the hall was once again buried in the color of gold. The brilliantly radiant gold butterflies danced. It felt as though they were being sucked into an ocean of gold leaf. Ronove was shocked at the upsurge of magical power. Oh. Shocking. Doral far surpassed that of his former master. As her eyes were dazzled amidst this golden flash, the gunshot could be heard. Whether Rudolph or Kyrie had fired around. Then when the golden flash subsided, at the very least the witch was standing there, looking cool and composed. The bullet? Kyrie must have fired it into her. But the witch had not been hit anywhere on her body. There it is. The bullet had been fastened in midair right in front of the witch's chest. A bulletproof barrier. In an instant, a barrier that would require a significant amount of preparation, even for the predecessor, had been... Ronove's face was twisted in shock. And the surprises did not end there. The cloud of gold butterflies had created 2 humanoid forms. It was furniture summoning. What the What the fuck is this? Look like Utena uniforms. Don't they? Don't they?
Is that the flag of Iceland? Which Scandinavian flag is that?
You look that up while I look at their new. Oh, interesting. So in the original one, they're just recolors. But in the new images, they get separate sprites. Interesting. So that probably means that there's only the two of them. There's these two.
Why are they from Iceland?
Look at the Is that
Why are they from Iceland? They're Icelandic bunny girls.
They're Icelandic bunny girls. All right. Interesting. Now, what kind of do you think they have both the human ears and the bunny ears, or just the bunny ears?
Absolutely both. Absolutely both. It's always
Excellent.
both.
Always both. Nice. The butterflies peeled off and help me. Speaking is hard. The butterflies peeled off and flew away. Beneath them, furniture in the shape of girls showed themselves. The Chaster sisters' corps. Even the predecessor wasn't able to summon Pendragon's memorial troops on a moment's notice, and to do it so easily. Do you want to take...
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I hope it's Cheester or whatever, because I'm gonna
I think it's
make
Chiaster.
a Keister.
Keister. Chister.
Keister 420.
Keister. We'll look it up between episodes. So we get it right for next time. But this time...
Cheester 410 right here. Cheester 45 right here.
Oh, no 420. Oh, okay. Can you give me your best Icelandic accent?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
You two are suitable furniture for me, I take it?
From reading a picture book out loud, to going on a date, to shooting down meteorites, we'll take care of anything.
Going on a date, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to address that later on. but for right now.
If we don't take care of it, Pendragon-sama will get mad at us. Please, your orders, Great Lady Beatrice.
Rudolph-san, let's run for it. We're no match for these ones. Sure. Kyrie definitely heard warning sirens going off in her head, thanks to the same feeling that had alerted her to the ambush by the Seven Sisters of Purgatory. Without hesitation, they escaped.
So when does Kyrie go full witch mode?
Chapter 6.
Okay.
Hard read.
Yeah.
As the witch elegantly watched them leave, she commanded her new furniture.
This is an order. Kill the two who ran away. Then bring the corpses back here. I'll bring them back to life and play with them over and over.
The witch's expression twisted into an evil smile. Even though she feared that expression, Lucifer appeared and spoke.
Forgive my presumption, but the predecessor summon asks that you avoid brutal actions of that sort.
When the witch stared at her with those terrifying eyes, Lucifer was struck dumb. She was frustrated. It was so boring not being able to let her own power and cruelty run wild. This annoying furniture, the predecessor kept telling her to show restraint, bringing her irritation to a peak.
Oh, it's Lucifer Pride. Long time no see, Nya. How you doing? Let's play together again sometime.
Fine.
You mustn't whisper, 410. You'll get in trouble. Let us carry out the Great Lady Beatrice's order at once. Well, yeah, we are on the job right now, Nya. What?
Flight... It's hard because there's text over it.
Flight guidance system startup, and then a bunch of Greek text.
No, that's not flight, that's... Fling?
Fling guidance system startup?
Yeah, and then a bunch of Greek. And it's all Greek to me.
Well,
Nailed
yeah,
it.
we are on the job right now, yeah. I think I'm a cat girl, even though I have bunny ears, yeah.
No, they're making a yeah. That's the
Yeah.
bunny sound.
410, roger
Nyeh.
that. Preparing for sniping pursuit combat.
That is the bunny sound. You want to
Yeah.
know why?
What's up,
Nyeh. Wow. Commence data accumulation.
Accumulating terrain data. Accumulating data for firing. Data link with 410.
Oh, wait, here we go. Yes, a firing. Guidance system startup. Commence data accumulation. Formulating firing curve.
410, data received. Target lock acquired. Commencing terrain calculation error correction. Formulating firing curve. Supplemental control point calculations complete. Data link to 45. Yeah.
Firing I'm just gonna do this, huh? Firing preparations complete. Accuracy 97.89%.
45, data received. Checking hazard zone. That's no good. Lucifer-chan, better get out from behind us or you'll get roasted by the back blast.
Nyeh.
Thanks to their paired measurements, the Chaster sisters were able to instantly calculate the terrain throughout the mansion and the coordinates of their targets, as well as a firing curve to reach them. That's right, their shots could be guided to follow a curved line. They learned how to curve the bullet before that fucking movie. None could escape. The precision guidance used by the Seven Sisters of Purgatory was nothing more than a cheap knockoff of the ability these two had.
45, firing preparations concluded. Ammo type selected and loaded.
The two of them faced each other. It was as though they were both pulling back a bowstring together. A dazzling gold arrow was readied there.
410, firing.
After giving that announcement, they released a single arrow together. As the path taken by the gold sparkling snake of light drew a curve, followed the direction that Rudolph and Kyrie had escaped to in rapid pursuit, turned through the corridors, crawled over the floor, chasing them as it drew a beautiful curve. No one could block the guided shots of the Chaster sisters. No one could escape from them, and their strength could pierce all physical and magical defenses. Quite a merciless guided weapon of certain death. However, among mythical class soldiers, it was a weapon used by pretty much everyone. It was very commonplace for them and very extraordinary for those of the everyday world. What the? When he noticed something rapidly chasing them and turned around. The exact position of Rudolph's heart was pierced by the gold snake. It all happened in an instant. Rudolph-san! After the gold snake pierced Rudolph, it swooped down to the floor, drawing a beautiful spiral. Coiled itself around Kyrie's legs and crawled up to her chest. And just like Rudolph, it pierced the exact location of her heart. And all of that happened in an instant. It pierced Rudolph and then Kyrie. So they died, dropped to their knees, and fell over at almost the exact same time.
So,
But that's the wrong part of the body.
yeah, but she's already got a plan for that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, it's weird that seemed to be a sci-fi sort of thing, huh? And that it's like, this is commonplace for mythical class soldiers, and so on.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. That's something.
What the fuck is that about? What the fuck is any of this about? Is this not even actually taking place in 1980 something?
I don't know!
Oh my god. Do we have to really go back and reevaluate those assumptions? Oh my god.
What's this? Talk about overwhelming. Ridiculously easy, isn't it? This is the kind of furniture I need. Way different from predecessors on my secondhand furniture. Come on, bring their corpses here. I'll keep providing them till I'm bored, and I'll try killing them in as brutal ways as I can think of. The thing being a witch could be so much fun. The taking life could be so much fun.
From the time humans are born, the most shunned action they can take is the murder of another human. It's only natural that humans can't understand how pleasurable it can be to break this taboo. But she was no longer a human. She was a witch. And there were some pleasures that only witches could understand. By now she had tasted those pleasures and was totally immersed in them. After learning that the contents of the forbidden pot were honey, she could no longer live without them. No, maybe the contents were honey because they were forbidden. Anyway, by killing humans gruesomely, and doing it over and over, she could feel the drug-like pleasure even now. As the witch rolled over laughing, the gold snake that had just been shot returned as though being reeled in. The tips, 2 people were pinned and dragged along. The witch's order had been fulfilled. Rudolph and Kyrie had been killed instantly, and their corpses been carried back.
Chasters 45 and 410, order execution complete. We await your next order, Great Lady Beatrice. Please, your orders.
I asked for number 420 specifically. I really wanted to make that joke.
She's on leave right now, yeah.
Yeah, oh, well, okay. Well, I guess that's important. Even furniture is like mandated vacation time, and you gotta respect that, because if your employees don't respect you, then how can you expect to, how can you expect to develop a good relationship?
From babysitting to playing online games with you to shooting down a space shuttle, we'll take care of everything.
God, they are from the future. The fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Are they from Siconia?
See, the thing is, Siconia wasn't out yet. Was that? Because it definitely... I've only seen a little bit of Siconia. A friend of ours was streaming it, and I got caught to see some of it. So this does remind me of a little bit of some of the plot of Siconia.
What if that's where they're from?
So they were planned that far out in advance?
I would believe it without question. I would believe it without question if there were Siconia references slipped into fucking Higurashi.
It's a fucking call forward, really?
I don't know. It's probably not, but
So-
I would believe it.
Here, just to be clear, I have not seen all of what's been released as Siconia so far, so don't take that as license to spoil shit, okay?
And I've seen basically nothing.
I just understand the vague shape of what's going on, but nonetheless.
Looks like these two are the sacrifices for the 4th and 5th Twilights. So in the end, I'll need those worthless 7 sisters, or maybe 5 sisters now. Any of those guys to pierce and gouge the forehead and the chest. But I can do that at the very end, and I'm free to play in any way I want until then, right?
Wait. Have you already forgotten what I've told you?
Oh, it's you, Princess Sama. Do you have any complaints?
Of course I do. You're doing whatever you please, aren't you?
Yeah,
Why haven't you followed my directions?
because I'm the Golden Witch now?
Piss.
What's wrong with doing as I please, Princess Sama? Anyway, I don't plan on deviating from the rules of the ceremony in the slightest. I'll definitely clean these 2 corpses up later and drive stakes to their forehead and chest.
I'm telling you, that is not the problem.
Why not?
If you act so undignified and cruel,
Why not?
some people might take it badly.
Who are some people? Be more
It's
specific.
unclear, but they're probably redheads.
You mean that your opponent in that game you're supposedly fighting against somewhere? Ronovate told me. He sounds like kind of an asshole.
Damn it, that blabbermouth. Well, to be perfectly honest, that's how it is. If you go a little too far, that person will object, you see.
Boo! Get off the stage!
Why can't this person just complain to me directly instead of making you take a message? That coward.
Well, this is a resident of a different world from yours. There's no choice but to use me as an intermediary. Well, that's beside the point, but...
Which means this person couldn't interact with me even if they wanted to. I can't interact with them even if I want to either. Simply put, this is a completely unrelated person from a world that's distant, right?
Indeed. For example, perhaps you could say these words are like very close parallel lines. World lines, you might say.
World lines,
And
huh?
they're kind of pulled together by an attractor field.
Oh, okay. Please elaborate on that.
Anyway, you can find more in the
documentary?
seminal documentary Steins Gate.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've got a pretty long watch list right now. I just re-upped my Netflix subscription, and like, there's so many good documentaries out. I promise I'll get to it, but it might take me a little while because I got like a big long watch list. you know how it is.
Have to watch every season of Friends 10 times first.
How is somebody supposed to understand what friends are?
The distance between them is quite small, but because the lines are parallel, they will never cross. For now, that should be a convenient way for you to view that world.
Who's that one person happening at that one point right? Oh no! Oh, it just keeps happening. Oh God. Past that we'll never cross. That's a really good name for a song on a soundtrack or something. Maybe someone should write that one. Which means that world has nothing to do with me. You're speaking for that person when you tell me to show restraint. Please pass this message on to them.
To them? What should I say?
It is none of your business. So disappear, you old hag. If only you just give up and die.
What?
Oh, bird! Beato bird!
Oh, I'm sorry. Since it was a friend of yours, I just assumed she'd be a woman. My old hag, I'm definitely not talking about you, Predecessor Sama, so please don't get mad at me. Meh.
When she spoke, the witch was looking straight into Beato's eyes. Anyone present would be able to tell what she meant by it.
Predecessor Sama, there's something I find really strange. Why do you have to play a game with someone from another world and have them accept that you're a witch?
Well, as to that, it's because making all humans accept the existence of witches is a prerequisite of perfect control. There was a single holdout who simply wouldn't accept me as a witch.
Why would you need the approval of a human? Witches are witches and can use magic, so why should we need to be acknowledged by humans?
Well, like I said earlier, magic is...
I'm a witch. I can use magic without anyone's approval in particular, so what's your point?
In this world, right? However, since that person won't accept it, how should I explain it?
I don't need you to. After all, isn't this about a different world that never crosses this one? In other words, that world might as well not exist. You fighting a game in another world is absolutely no different from you telling me about stuff from your imagination. I'll say it again. It has nothing to do with me, and I'm already a witch. Predecessor Sama, somehow or another, it seems that you don't become a witch as long as this person doesn't acknowledge you, but I'm different.
I'm built different.
I'm just built different. Even though no one has acknowledged me, I'm an excellent witch already. Since you are my predecessor, I will formally pay you respect. But that's out of kindness, not out of duty. I won't ask for your advice anymore because I clearly know what I should do and how I should play from now on. So I will carry out the murder of 13 people as a final act of respect for you. However, there's absolutely no reason for you to interfere with the methods I use, or what I do afterwards. Therefore, I'll be counting on you in that regard.
At a glance, those words seemed obedient, but they contained within them a clear parting of ways.
A worm?
A worm?
Oh, worm?
She was no longer under Beato's care in any way. That's why she was clearly saying nothing more than "don't get in the way of my fun." Beato understood that and was dejected, realizing that no matter how she explained it, she wouldn't be able to make the witch understand.
I see. Then it is no longer my problem. Go and learn with your own body how magic ceases to exist when you lose your respect for it.
I wish you'd tell me where the respect was in that carefree rampage of yours up until now.
After hearing that, Beato could not respond. Ooh, bird!
This is just the Everybody Dunks on Beato chapter.
It really is! Oh my god, get dunked on! Because she remembered hearing exactly the same thing from her teacher.
Okay now, Jeester sisters, see off my predecessor on her way back.
Predecessor Sama, please leave this place. If you don't, we'll be scolded.
Throughout her body, Beato felt something unseeable from the Chaser sisters, which could only be described as an oppressive sensation. Most likely they were initiating firing calculations. It was an action much like taking out a gun and cocking it. Even Beato could not escape from the Chaser sisters' attacks without any preparation. In the past, she had placed her greatest trust in them, so she knew how terrifying they were, down to her very soul. Predecessor Sama, if you would retire, I would not recommend damaging Beatrice Sama's mood any further.
Predecessor Sama.
Beato and her posse just getting kicked out. Wow. Wow.
I understand. I shall leave for now. I'll watch over the end you eventually reach at my leisure.
So, there's gotta be a reason Beato doesn't just go ham like this at all times.
Maybe.
Right? Like, there's gotta be something, like, maybe she's burning herself at both ends and is gonna, like, hit some kind of limit or something, but it was almost infinitely close to a parting shot. So after Beato vanished, the witch and her furniture doubled over laughing.
Well, I do understand. The endless power is fun. The joy of freely toying with an extremely limited life cannot be explained to those who have not tasted it. I can understand that feeling of being possessed with a pleasure similar to drugs.
It must have been quite fun, judging by your antics in the past.
Are you saying it's just like when you tried to admonish me in the past over and over and I did not listen?
Oh, why have you started trying to scold that child for her actions? There's a single large difference between you and that child. That child may already be a witch. Of course, you are also a witch, at least in the world on the top of the game board. However, to be acknowledged as a witch, the world outside the game board, you need to have Battler-kun, your opponent in this game, acknowledge you. You must have misunderstood that when you started the game.
I thought that if I could show off a whirlwind of proof that I am a witch, blow away his desire to deny me, and make him surrender, he would acknowledge me as a witch.
Did we see New Art Virgilia yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. Just kind of,
Yeah.
Meh.
It all went my way last time, so I just thought I was just a breath away.
It's actually the opposite. Battler-kun was disgusted by your brutality. He did not step up to the plate as a player because he acknowledged you as a worthy opponent. It was based on a strong animosity. He was resolved to completely deny the existence of a brutal witch. In your foolishness, you probably felt that Battler-kun's acceptance of his role as your opponent was a first step towards making him acknowledge you as a witch. However, it was actually the opposite. Battler-kun challenged you in this game because he was absolutely determined not to acknowledge you. No matter how hard the thoughtless north wind blows, the traveler only wears his cloak even tighter. You were committing a huge error from the very beginning. This game is not torture to make Battler-kun surrender. It's a test in which you must try to make Battler-kun accept you.
I vaguely noticed that.
The last game was a tough one for Battler, but as it seems you've already noticed, this game is a tough one for you.
Crying Beato.
Crying Beato? Meh. Crying Beato?
What should I do from now on?
Think about it yourself. Fortunately, you have already given up your pieces on the game board to the new witch. You should have plenty of time to reflect on your own self.
But Battler is already a massive hostility to me. He won't accept witches, so he won't accept me. In that case, what can I do to make him accept me? Are you saying that if the north wind doesn't work, then I should shine on him as the sun from now on? Me, after all this time?
It's October now, the Halloween season. It's the month of rebirth when the sun dies and is revived again. When the sun is weak right after reviving, it may not reach far through the cold winter winds. However, it slowly grows and is eventually able to hail the coming of spring. At that time, the traveler may even fold up his cloak.
Are you saying that I've been mistaken?
Yes, you daft bitch. The beautiful hall of the Ushiromiya mansion was covered in a golden sparkle like gold leaf. Golden sparkle like gold.
Hey!
Nailed it. And stained deep red with thick spurts of blood. The number of deaths given to Rudolph and Kyria had long surpassed anything you could count on both your fingers and your toesies. The witch was breathing so hard her shoulders shook, but it wasn't because she was tired. She just couldn't hide her ragged breaths caused by her still uncontainable excitement.
Oh, how fun it is to do as I will with people's lives and deaths. With the power of the Endless Witch, the endless everything I paint with my mind becomes reality. No matter how sloppily I mash them, I can revive them, returning them to normal with just a snap of my fingers. Oh, thank you, Foley Artist. Because in the end, I just have to restore the corpses and follow the epitaph as an afterthought. Hey, you guys. Or sliced a stuffed animal's stomach open.
Never need. What about you, 45? No. I have never done it. My apologies.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, normally you wouldn't, right? Especially not if it was a stuffed animal you liked. That'd be weird. Why would you do that? But I've always thought about it. I always thought about peeking in and seeing what was backed inside this fluffy stuffed animal I had loved.
cut it and looked inside, your curiosity might be quelled, but the stuffed animal would be broken. So even though you want to see, you can't. You understand that feeling, right?
The power of the Endless Witch can truly grant that wish. As I am now, I can slice the stuffed animal all I want, and yet with a bit of magic, I can return it to normal and revive it. In other words, it means I've broken all limitations in this world. As I am now, I don't have to hesitate or give up an idea or anything. In fact, I could just go and attack and dethrone God right now. Does God exist? I never asked. Can predecessor? Fuck, right. Alright, well, whatever. That joy. There's probably no one who can understand it. No one other than me, the Golden Witch.
The witch let out a mad war cry. She revived Rudolph and Kyrie again, and faster than they could realize it, she killed them right away. She made it known that something other than cotton was stuffed inside those two.
Quit it, Ava.
Huh? Oh, it's you. How long have you been there?
In that gruesome hall, Hideyoshi appeared with his gun readied. The witch had sealed the mansion with a barrier, so Hideyoshi had nowhere to run. He probably picked up Rudolph Shakirie's gun and come back. The gun, which should have been something to be feared, was apparently no longer an object she took seriously now that she was overflowing with magical power. Her bold expression didn't flinch in the slightest.
Why did you have to kill Rosa-san and Maria-chan and Rudolph-kun and Kyrie-san?
Huh? I'm the head of the Ushiromiya family, the Witch of Rokonjima. Everything that occurs on this island is all up to me. Whether they happen to be alive or dead at any particular moment in time is meaningless to me.
You went mad after finding Father's gold. Just how high must that gold have been piled? I can't even imagine it. It must have been enough to steal away your sanity. But if there was that much gold, why didn't you think of graciously splitting it up?
You misunderstand. All of that belongs to the Golden Witch. No one is qualified to touch it except me.
What are you? Don't tell me you're that thing Ava told me about long ago. The witch Ava from when she was young?
That's right. I'm the me from my years as a girl. Been living in the heart of your wife, Ushiromiya Ava, this whole time. Don't think too hard about it. And I'm a witch. Ava became an adult by forgetting me, so she can't use magic.
All kids get their heads filled with innocent but cruel ideas sometimes. When I was young, I'd sometimes go around stepping on ants and pulling the wings off dragonflies. However, I learned the importance of life and graduated from that cruel childhood age. Right now, you really are a child, a personality that I know Ava graduated from. That personality isn't Ava. It's a completely different human.
That's right. I'm not Ushiromiya Ava. I'm the Golden Witch Beatrice. It's so fun not being bounded by limitations. The pleasure of being able to do as I will with the life and death is truly wonderful. I don't have to apologize for breaking a goldfish bowl. I can tear stuffed animals up as much as I want.
There was a crisp sound. It was the sound of Hideyoshi slapping the witch's face. Looking at the hall stained deep red with fresh blood. He should have been able to imagine how terrible the witch was. But without fear, without even hesitating, Hideyoshi had walked determinedly up to her and hit her on the cheek.
You fool. Don't act like you're cruel, not when you're really a coward and a weakling. I'll correct that evil nature of yours again if I have to. You fool. Fool!
Ow! Hey!
You're a woman who understands how important, how fragile a life is, aren't you? I'll make you remember. What are you calling a witch, you stupid fool? You're my wife, Ushiromiya Ava. If anything, you're a witch of the kitchen, who can always make the perfect snacks out of refrigerator leftovers in a flash.
I'm getting some real whiplash from this. Okay, this is the weirdest "the reason you suck" speech I've ever heard.
Yeah? Won't you open your eyes, you fool?
Didn't I just tell you that I'm not Ushiromiya Ava?
You stupid fool. You.
As tears dripped down his face, Hideyoshi kept hitting the witch's head. He wasn't even pointing the gun at her anymore. Therefore, the sound of gunfire that couldn't have come from the gun Hideyoshi was holding. The gun, which had fallen in the corner near Rudolph's corpse, was floating in the air, and smoke lingered near the barrel. And the bullet? A red stain was slowly spreading across the chest section of Hideyoshi's vest. Even though the back was facing the barrel of the gun, the bullet had driven through Hideyoshi's chest.
Like I said, I'm not Eva. What a stupid, annoying man. You're a pain, so I'll switch the sacrifice of the sixth twilight to you. Why don't you just hid it under some bed shading or something? I planned on letting you go. But no, you went to all the trouble of coming back. You really are a stupid man.
There was a dull sound as Hideyoshi fell to the floor. Even though death would have allowed him to escape from that pain, he resisted until the last second, and staring straight into the witch's eyes, he passed away. Because he had died without closing his eyes, the witch didn't realize that he was dead for a short while, and remained pinned by that gaze. Okay, that's actually kind of badass.
Yeah. Should we make this one a new toy and play?
At those words, the witch finally realized that Hideyoshi was dead.
Yeah. Right. What'll we do? Can you show me that thing you were doing? Was it the default dance? That always be. Or what was it you do that you do in your time? Flossing? Is that it? It's so weird. It's not at all like the flossing I know of.
The Chaster sisters waited for instructions. On the inside, they imagined the sorts of even more brutal orders their master might give. But the expression that rose to the witch's face looked as though she'd gotten over her excitement. She looked down at Hideyoshi's face, which still had tears dripping down it.
It's such a killjoy, and it's all this guy's fault. I'm done. Ronove, are you there?
Yes, right here.
Take care of the cleanup. I bet the predecessor Sama makes a fuss over this one. Please make it clean enough for that old hag to accept. I shall follow the rules of the ceremony out of a sense of obligation to my predecessor Sama. Treat these three corpses as the fourth through sixth twilights. Lucifer, it's your turn. Lucifer of Pride, right here. Dig into these three corpses and gouge them. Into corpses. That's right. Got a problem with that? No.
The seven sisters of Purgatory had their own sort of pride. This one right here, that's her. That's pride. It was the pride of a hunter, the pride of gouging prey that they had been brought down themselves. However, being told to gouge a corpse that someone else had brought down ran contrary to that sentiment. Of course, the witch didn't mean it that way, but for the seven sisters it was horribly humiliating. However, they had already screwed this up. Two of the sisters defeated, so they had no right to question her. Only Ronove appreciated this, and he rested his hand on her shoulder in understanding. This is an order from Beatrice Sama. Lucifer, carry these three and dispose of them in accordance with the etiquette of the ceremony. And when you are done, lend me a hand with the cleanup.
Certainly.
The witch looked down upon Hideyoshi's corpse as though implying that the now delicate atmosphere was all Hideyoshi's fault.
Stupid man. You didn't even have to die.
Dear. Oh, dear, where are you? You're there, right? Answer me. The crash of a thunderbolt woke Eva from her nightmare. If Hideyoshi had been gripping her hand at that time, her fearful heart probably would have been instantly healed. However, Hideyoshi, who supposedly swore that he wouldn't leave her even for a moment, was nowhere to be seen in the room. Dear, answer me, dear.
Well, fuck.
Well, fuck. You know what? This is the first time where... I think this is the first time in part 3 where, like, I felt the ridiculous ramping up of the magic bullshit was actually matched by the sentimentality of it. Like... There was the first couple of sections kind of felt like, oh, weird shonen battle stuff, but none of the stuff that was happening around it seemed to justify it. Until now, and now I'm really feeling like the... Ow.
Sorry.
Now I actually kind of really felt the emotional half of it that kind of justified all of it, and I'm like, okay, I think I get where they're going with this. Still don't know if I like it, but like I understand it more now, you know? Huh. Anyway, the Chaser sisters absolutely get out there and default dance when they're Do you think they teabag when
They just hunt down their prey and T-pose menacingly at them.
They got bored one time, so now they started making each other do a 360 before they release. 360 no scope.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.